We're back with another episode. We're back with another episode of Britt Says. And I'm tight, I'm tall. Honestly, I could bring up the tripod because y'all can see my bonquisha ponytail. But I'm not in the mood. Y'all already know. I'm preguntas. I'm not here for the lifting up the damn tripod. You already know what the vibes. You know my body. But how y'all doing? It is Monday. Let's hope this video get up on Monday. It's gonna be up on Monday. I'm gonna make sure that. But yeah, it's Monday. We here, we live, we rocking. Happy quarantine, day 8 million. If you still in the stay-at-home order. New York City is actually going into phase 2 starting tomorrow, allegedly. Yeah. How am I doing? I'm doing alright. I hope you guys are doing okay. Next week. Is it next week? Technically, yeah, next week. I'm moving again. I hate moving. Y'all know moving isn't moving like number one? I don't want to say number one stressful thing, but it's definitely one of the most stressful things you could do in your life. And my room is just, it's not a mess. It's just like, then we just had to put some stuff in my car. It's just like, but, you know, I'm excited because, you know, I'm getting an apartment with a bae. And I get more space. Like, I could film in my room. I could film in my living room. I could film in my damn bathroom. I could film in my freaking kitchen, bitch. I could film in my sunroom. I could film anywhere I want. So, that's going to be fun. Or whatever. So, yes, next week. Because next Monday is July 6th. You'll see a new scenery. It won't be perfect because, you know, it takes time to unpack. So, I'll see what I could do, though. Y'all might have to see my belly because I might do a couch setup like I was doing on season 2. Some of my episodes I was sitting on the couch. I might do one of those setups again where I'm just like laid back sitting on the couch. We'll figure it out because I don't have a desk and I'm not bringing this desk with me. So we'll see. I'm talking too much, but yeah, new scenery, new things. Talk to me nice. Gang. You already know. But yeah, so what are we talking about this week? This topic to me is a good topic because I feel like a lot of us, you know, not a lot of people do deal with it. It is killing me that my head is cut off, dead ass. I don't know why it's bothering me this week that my little ponytail is cut off. Like, I feel like it's not a vibe. Alright, I'm gonna fix it. Lord, let me show you. I can see my belly, my big belly. I don't look that big, actually. It's like, I do. Alright, hold on. Okay, well, that was unsuccessful. But it's fine. Like, it is what it is. It is what it is at this point. So, yeah. Let's get into what the topic is about. I think this topic is, like, not kind of important, very important. Because I feel like a lot of people, you know, do this. And it can greatly impact your day-to-day and just who you are and everything. And it's about, I gotta come up with a title for this episode because I don't want to say letting go of your past, but it is kind of like that because I don't believe in just letting it go completely, but we'll get more deep into the topic. But just, you know, learning to live with your past. That's what I should say. Yeah, learning to, like, live with your past. You know, life and situations. That's what this topic is all about today. And what made me want to, like, talk about it is because I feel like a lot of people love bringing up their past. We all got a past, you know. Bringing up things that happened in their childhood and then saying, this is why I'm doing this and this is why I'm doing that. And that's not how it works. Once you reach a certain age, you have to hold yourself accountable for the things that you do. So, yeah. We're going to get into it. We're going to get all the way into it. But first, before every topic, you know what we like to do? We like to expand our minds. Expand your mind, expand your mind, expand your mind. So yeah, let's get into it. So, in an article on lifehack.org written by Don Hafner, when you start to let go of your past, these 10 things will happen. So I'm going to read the 10 things that they say will happen. They say, 1, you will realize a new positive version of yourself. 2, you will make room for the new. 3, you will handle new obstacles with grace. 4, you will learn to love yourself first. 5, you will inspire others. 6, you will grow closer to your destiny. 7, you will naturally attract what you need. 8, you will realize that you are really all you need. 9, you will grow in your empathy for others. 10, you will know in your heart what is good for you. And we're going to break down some of these, but I'm going to just talk about how I feel about this topic. So, first and foremost, why do I not like saying letting go of your past instead of... Why do I like saying living with your past instead of saying letting go of your past? Because you know what? It is hard to let go of some things. And when I say your past, it's not just like your past. I mean, just letting go of things that have happened in your life, People like to constantly use these things like, oh, I mean, I'm this way. My life is this way because my parents never did this and that for me, or because I'm this way in relationships because I was in an abusive relationship before and now I don't know how to do. I can't find a job because I don't know. I've been homeless. I can't do this. I can't get it's always you always bringing up things that happened in your past and are in your life. And I completely understand that, especially childhood. Your childhood definitely is one of the key factors that mold the way you are as a person. And, but for me, once you hit a certain age, you make all your decisions and you make all your choices. If you decide to say yes to this or no to that, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't keep saying, oh, I made that choice because my mother taught me. Like, stop. Like, you made that choice because you made that choice. You could pick and choose if you want to change your life and gauge your life and move a certain way. You make those decisions. You make those choices. That's not nobody's choice but yours. Like, so I just hate when people like, yo, I can't ever really find a job, or I can't ever really find a man or a good woman because growing up I didn't have a real mother figure. And those things are true, but you gotta start holding yourself accountable. Like, I hate people like, oh, the reason why I fucked up in 2009 was because I was chasing after old boy and but whose fault is that? That's your fault, especially when you do things as an adult. When you in your 20s, you get to decide everything you want to do. Nobody's putting a gun to your head. Unless literally somebody put a gun to your head. But for the most part, nobody's putting a gun to your head. And I feel like a lot of times people love bringing up old shit. Like, no, you made that choice. That's your choice. That's your decision. When people do fucked up shit. Oh, I'm this way because da-da-da-da. And you don't understand because you never da-da-da-da-da. I don't give a fuck what I never did. That's not my problem. That's your problem. And you need to go figure that out. And I think that oftentimes people don't seek the help that they need. Like, some of y'all do need help. Whether you want to go to church and get it, whether you want to go to a therapist and get it. And people are like, oh, not everybody can afford a therapist. Okay. A lot of y'all can't afford a therapist. Not a therapy. If you have zero income, you can go get Medicaid and you can go get therapy. A lot of these health insurers cover therapy and help, and church is free. Not all of y'all want to follow religion, but maybe pick up a book or something, get some help, get the help you need. Y'all can't keep allowing these things in your past to just ruin you. You cannot, because that shit is not cute after a while. Like, I hate when people like bringing up old shit. Like, sometimes, yeah, it's good to bring it up, especially in a relationship, because then you can learn a person and you can learn how to maneuver around a person. But if they constantly bringing that shit up, it's like, all right, like, you bring this up all the time. Like, we get it. Your father wasn't in your life. Not like to be disrespectful. Like that's why this topic is so intricate, is because it's like, it sounds unsympathetic, but it's not me being unsympathetic. I've been through some shit too. I'm just saying, like, that's why I say don't let go. I'm not telling you to just let go of your problems, but I'm telling you to go get some help on the side, because you can't allow things to fuck up your life. Y'all let things get to y'all. We let things, even me. Let me not say y'all. We allow things to get to us. Old things, old problems, old issues. And it'll impact your whole life. And let me tell you, real tea, I learned that through therapy. You know, I kept blaming my parents for stuff. You know, my financial choices and everything. And then one day she said to me, but you made those choices. You can't keep holding your parents accountable for everything. And I can't. Oh, they never taught me financial literacy. That's why I have a bad credit score. Whose fault is that? Like, all right, that's fine. Let's say I established that at 22. Like, oh, they never taught me financial literacy. Now it's my responsibility to fix that credit score. We established what the issue was. That's cute. Now what's the resolution? Because all you keep saying is, this person did this person did this, and this is why I'm this way, and this is how I'm this way. And it's like, all right, once you find out why you're the way you are, I feel like you need to start making resolutions to fix it, instead of keep blaming these people for these problems. Like, after a while, you can't keep blaming, oh, I fucked up because I started doing this and that. Like, you can't keep blaming people for your problems. I'm sorry, you can't. You can't. Especially once you start getting older. It's like you make your choices and decisions, and it's like you can't do nothing about that. Also too, you know, it's situations too where, especially with women, you know, we'll date a guy or something, and he might be a piece of shit, you know. And like with Wendy Williams, I remember she was dating, what was her man name? Kevin Hunter. And she said one of the reasons why she didn't want to leave him, because she didn't want to see another black man fail. He had been through so much and something of that nature. Like, he was a black man. She didn't want him to fail. You know, other stuff. Like, that's the father of her son. But at the end of the day, what the fuck that got to do with her? Because he been through so much, and she didn't want to see him, you know, another black man fail or go down. That's not your problem, Wendy. That's what she needs to understand. With or without her, he should be able to function. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't care what he went through in his life. Like, you got to understand that. And that's the other problem that I have with people letting their past consume them. Because some people let their past consume them and then try to bring it into other people's problems. For instance, Wendy is this multimillionaire. She has her own show. She builds her own radio show, blah, 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 right? So let's say, even though Kevin Hunter was kind of there with her from the beginning, let's say he randomly popped. Well, okay, let's say he was with her in the beginning, right? And when she met him, he was kind of bummy, kind of scruffy, hood nigga, da-da-da-da. So now she feel like without her, he's nothing, because, you know, and then she'll say, he had a rough upbringing, I don't want to leave him, you know, he been through so much, and it's not fair to him for me to leave him. So what about you, my good sis? That's not your job. That's not your job to take care of Kevin Hunter, because he been through some shit. So because he been through some shit, now you got to pick up his burdens. That's not fair to you. You know, and that's one of the other reasons why I want people to, like, really move from their past, because a lot of y'all also hindering other people. A lot of you people who live with your past, you dragging other people into your bullshit. And not even just in a relationship aspect. It could be career aspect. You so angry about some shit you done went through, you coming to work angry. Like, we don't have time to deal with your bullshit. We don't. And we're not impressed with whatever you went through. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not impressed. So one of the ways they say why letting go of your past is resourceful is because you will realize a new positive version of yourself. And I agree. When you start letting go of things, you feel like kind of free. And it is sometimes letting go. Now, let me tell you why I don't like saying letting go. And this is serious. Because some of the things that hinder people are really big traumatic things, such as losing a parent. Those are things that's not easy to let go. Losing your mother, losing your father. You know, those are not easy things at a young age. When you lose parents at a young age, let's say you like 16, you gotta learn how to fend for yourself. You know, you gotta get an apartment. You gotta find ways to pay rent. Unless you find somebody you can live with, but you just start, you know, you've been through some shit. Those are things you don't just move on from. Rape, sexual assault, molestation. Those are not things you just like easily just let go. You get what I'm saying? But when you kind of, those things are so hard that I don't even really know how you kind of really, I can't speak on that. Like, how you really move forward from it in a way where it doesn't ruin you or completely impact your life. I don't think you should allow it to ruin you. Those situations is where you really, really, really need to get help. I still do believe firmly, though, that you can push through adversity, through those type of things. And it's terrible, though. You know, it's terrible, but you still have to, you know, try to push through. And I think it's important, too, because a lot of the times, too, when we meet people like that, right, that they really not, they don't have their shit all together. But then when they tell you their story, you're like, oh, I get it. No, let's not say, oh, I get it. Let's try to help that person. Like, don't just let them fall amok. Like, don't let them just be a lost cause. Like, don't let somebody tell you, like, yeah, I'm bummy, but, you know, I've been through mad shit. I got raped 3 times, and I da-da-da-da. And you're like, damn, now I get it. Like, no, like, don't just say that shit. Don't just be like, oh, I get it now. Oh, okay, go be a bum. Go, don't get an education. Don't, I get it, girl. You've been through some shit. No. We gotta say, you know, the next time somebody tell you, if, you know, you run into people like that, like, I'm worthless. I've been through so much. My parents don't love me. I've been in abusive relationship. I just walked out of it. I'm a piece of shit. I don't care. I don't care about life no more. Don't say, damn, you've been through some shit for real. No, say, look, God don't make no mistakes. You feel me? If you bounce out of this situation, if you still living today, if you can still breathe, you can still get through. And that's a big fact. If you can stand up and walk and talk 5-10 years later after these big situations, these terrible things have happened to you, you have a purpose, you have a plan that's bigger than what you think. Like, you're not gonna just go through something like that and let it ruin you. I don't believe that. I don't believe people go through terrible things and then they just become like drug addicts and stuff. And like, I don't think that was God's plan for you. Like, you're gonna bounce through this. Like, your purpose was bigger than just allowing these things to like overcome you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I just had to let that go. But you do find a new positive version of yourself. You become like, okay, it's like once you accept, like, okay, not accept, maybe you do need to accept what happened. That's important. Yeah, you have to accept, like, damn, this happened, now what, right? Like, if you don't accept what happened to you, then you can't really move on. Or some people, they suppress things, and that's how they become, like, really nutty. They, like, keep going on with life, like, ha 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 ha. Like, after you done went through some bullshit, and then you just acting like that shit never happened. Nah. That's a recipe for disaster. I need to do my turn. That's a recipe for disaster. When you start really just not accepting what happened, you destined to just lose your marbles. You destined to lose your shits. I agree 100%. Like, that shit not finna end well. But you do become more positive. You like, yo, like what I just said prior, like, you'll be like, damn, this shit happened, but God let me stand today. That's being positive. You like, okay, I went through this. I went through A, but I'm still standing. I can still breathe. What should I do next? You start seeing things positive. Like, I can really bounce through this. Like, have y'all ever been through something and really been like, dang, I made it through that? Every day. And I think that's the other thing too, is a lot of people don't realize the amount of things and blessings that they get. Like, some people, like, I'll meet some people and they'll be like, let's go back to, like, I lost my parent. Oh, I lost my parent, then I lost the apartment. But funny story, they'll be like, oh, I lost my parent, then I lost my apartment. But then funny story, this girl I worked with knew somebody who needed a tenant, and they said they'll just let me rent it for $300 a month. Yeah, like, some people say shit like that, mad nonchalant. Like, you don't realize that that was a blessing. Like, you just think that shit was just like, oh. Like, you ever met somebody that say something so nonchalant and then they just be like, yeah, then I just got this spot and I'm only paying $300 a month now, so yeah. You don't realize that that was intentional. Like, even if you're not religious, let's say you don't look at it as a blessing, or the chakras was aligned, y'all spiritual people, or the what is it? The universe lined up for you. You don't realize that. Like, some people dead don't realize stuff like that. They just think shit just be happening. Like, yeah, so then I got that spot. So it was, my transition was smooth once I lost the apartment. Y'all think this shit is a game? Like, you thought it was just smooth, easy peasy, slim and squeezy? Like, some people just be telling their stories mad normal. Like, you done fell into a lot of blessings, buddy. Like, and those are the things, some of the things that go unnoticed as well. You know, just the small things. Like, that's why sometimes it is good to tell your story to somebody, so that you could understand that things are gonna get better. Things are possible. Things will be okay. Because maybe that person didn't realize that. But it's not their fault that they didn't realize that. They needed somebody to show them that, you know, like, wow, that was really a blessing. They say the second thing, you'll make room for the new. Definitely. When you stop stressing over the things of your life, the things that you've seen, and you just, like, come to terms with it, now you opening up the floodgates for new things and opportunities to come your way, because you kind of, like, took this thing out that was, like, stressing you and consuming your brain. Now you're not so consumed by it. So now it's like, okay, so what's next for me? Right? You bringing in new energy. You bringing in new opportunities. You know, you letting things come into your life. Like, you know, maybe because you went through so much, you was a depressing person and always sad and always angry. But now, because you kind of came to terms with certain things, you're more sociable. You feel like talking to people. You feel more happy. Now you're bringing in new energy. You're bringing in new people. When you bring in new people, you bring in new opportunities. You bring in new ideas. You bring in new events. You can experience new things. Like, it doesn't even have to be a new relationship. It could be a new friend. A new friend could show you something new. They could show you a new freaking article, a new YouTube channel, a new show. Like, you just moving bop, 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 bop. And then from that show, you learn some shit from history or something. Now you like, oh, I want to visit this country. Now next year you booking a trip to this country. Like, you doing new shit. Because you just like you just becoming new. You making room to do new things. Now you traveling. Now you know a new show. Now you, like, it's crazy. Like, when you just let your past just really just don't consume you. Like, stop letting your past consume you. And some of y'all not even privy to the fact that y'all past consume you, and the shit you went through is bothering you and fucking up your head. Like, y'all not even knowledgeable. Like, while you watching this, I wish, like, if you're watching this, make a list of the things that really fucked your head up. Deadass, because we all got things. Don't believe the hype. The people that look the happiest, me, I come here and wear a bag. I got shit. We got a fucking laundry list of shit that done fucked up my head, right? Write it down. That's gonna be scary. And just say, okay, so these are the things I need to let go of. Not like you want to remember it always, But just, these are the things I need to allow not to consume me. Because some of us are not knowledgeable of things that consume you. And that's why I think therapy is so helpful, because you can talk about those stories and then a therapist could tell you how it might be consuming you. Because when you go into therapy, you usually talk about your day and things that's going on in your life. And you might bring up some ocean. And then the therapist will be like, so do you notice that there's a pattern because of that? That sounds real similar to that time when you, like, you know, like they know how to correlate things together. I think it's important to like write those things down if you don't want to seek help, I guess, and write down, if you can, how did it make you feel in that moment, if you remember. If you don't remember, write down how does it make you feel reliving it or rethinking about it as you're writing it down, so that you know, okay, these are the personality traits that I get from this moment, and get triggers and stuff like that. If you can, if you're ready to do that, that's a big thing to do, is to try to like write down things that like mess with your head, you know. You will handle new obstacles with grace. Definitely. When you go through crazy shit, it should make your skin tough. You get really tough skin. And then when you accept it, I know me, if I go through something that's crazy, I could be like, if I could do with that, I could do with anything. Like, if I experience that pain, I could experience this pain. Like, that's some of the things I do. Like, I could go through that, I could go through this. Like, my favorite line too often is like, this too shall pass, you know. When I be going through stuff, like, I be like, this too shall pass. Because a lot of dumb shit be going on, and then for some weird reason, it's just over with. Like that, you know. Even with this thing, you know, the COVID thing. We've been home for 3 months. And we all feel like, even when the world opens back up, or whatever, your state, whatever, when everything, you know, opens back up, things won't go back to normal. But then I be thinking like, this too shall pass. Like, all of this will be, things will go back to normal. Like, a lot of people like, we'll never be the same. For some weird reason, I really do feel like one day it will. This too shall pass. They said the Spanish flu happened. It wasn't as big as COVID, in my opinion. But eventually, look what we've become. Look what the world has become. So many new things, technology. We have the internet now. Like, it's not like a death sentence. Nothing's a death sentence. Life is ever evolving. Like, none of this is a death sentence. Like, all of this, I'm one of those people who think things will change, but for the good. Like, it'll be so many new things that come out of this. Like, I'm quite sure those people who had to stay home because of that Spanish flu or all these crazy things that happened, the Black Plague, they was like, yo, this world is fucked up. But look now. Look at the modernization of America. Like, is this shit perfect? No. I'm quite sure during slavery, bitch. A slave could never imagine, you know, black and white people on the bus and the train together, or black and white people working in a co-space together, or us being able to live in an apartment and have regular jobs where we're not cooking for the master. Even though we could get political, definitely. Could definitely get political. Some people think it's modern day slavery, and I get that. That's a different topic, but our life comparison to slavery is real different. Can't no white person whip my motherfucking back, bitch. Granted, I know y'all like, but remember the George Floyd, these white people putting their legs in people's neck, and I get that. But I'm saying in terms of modernization and just the differences that we face, and then the changing of life is completely different as we see it. And you guys know that for a fact. That things are very, very different now. Very, very different. And I think that people in the past would never believe this. I think that right now, with everything going on in America, I'm quite sure our ancestors are looking like, look at this shit. But they proud of us too, because they like, look at black people just burning shit up and stealing. They different. We wasn't doing that. But yeah, I think that like I said, you will handle new obstacles with grace. And my favorite line is, this too shall pass. And I use that for everything. Like if I'm just like not feeling well, I'm like, this too shall pass. If it could be anything, because it really, that's how it is. Like shit it comes and it goes. If you have faith, it'll come and it will go. It will come and it will go. Believe you me. You will learn to love yourself first. And that's true. When you move on from stuff, you be like, damn, I've been through some shit. You feel me? And the older you get, the more shit you experience, the more things you go through. You're not gonna allow a lot of bullshit. Like, real talk. Like, I know for me, that's the type of time I be trying to be on, like, all the time. Like, like, I try to think of everything that I've overcome, or all the things I done did, and I'm just like, nah, I'm not doing that. We not doing this. Like, we done been through too fucking much. Like, I've been through enough. I love myself too much, and I've been through too much for me to allow this, and this to go on. You feel me? Certain shit I just won't tolerate. That's why sometimes I see that in people too. Like, I'll be like, and that's funny though, because that's like a contradictory statement, right? Like, you be like, certain shit I'm not dealing with because of my past, but I'm telling you how to learn how to let go of your past. But I mean it in a positive instance of loving yourself, right? Like, if somebody does something wrong that shouldn't be done, yeah, you shouldn't allow that to happen, because you done been through too much. You already done did certain shit. Like, you already done passed that phase. Like, fuck out of here. Like, no. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, you love yourself too much. You've been through enough. Like, you gonna learn to be better in certain relationships, better in certain instances. You gonna learn to move different. It's just, everything just gonna be different. Like, cause and that's the sense of loving yourself. That's self-love. When you like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Let me see how they proceed. They said we all want to feel loved in our relationships, but the key to feeling loved is to actually love yourself first. I agree. No amount of actions or absence or actions of words of another can fix a lack of love for yourself. And I'm gonna get into that too a little bit, because how can I explain? Like, I see certain people put themselves in situations, right? And even me. And I'm looking back or looking at those people now, I'll be like, you can't love yourself if you allow that to go on. You know what I'm saying? But when I look at it, I'll be like, you allowed this to go on because of X, Y, and Z. So it's something that correlates with your past. Why you allowing somebody to treat you a certain way? Does that make sense? Like, it usually correlates with your past or your life or your upbringing. Because when you start going through things, or when you, that moment when you're like, I gotta leave this situation, it's kind of a form of self-love when you realize, like, oh my gosh, I gotta leave this situation, because you kind of like, you fed up. You start noticing your worth, or you start being like, this shit is draining or tiring, whatever the fuck it could be. That's a form of loving yourself first. By saying, I can't do this no more. That's like, you're saying, I can't do this no more. I can't be with this person no more. I can't be at this job no more. I can't live like this no more. Whatever the hell going on, you can't do it no more. That's a form of self-love. You're choosing to love yourself first. And then once you do it, you can be like, wow, I really chose myself first. And you start feeling yourself. Like, hey, you start wilding. You start really loving yourself in a different type of way. Oh my gosh, this is so important. One of the most important things, you will inspire others. Yes. If you the type of person, imagine you know somebody who always the type of person that's bringing up some old shit, right? They always mad about everything. They always angry about some shit. And they just mad all the time, right? And then one day you start noticing, like, dang, they not so angry no more. They kind of bounce through that situation. They just, wow. Like, you know, like, not to bring up, I don't know her personally, so it could be considered a bad example, but like Vanessa Bryant, she lost her husband and her daughter, and You know, everybody kept saying, wow, she's so strong, when she went on the stage and talked about her husband. And yeah, it's good. Or when they see videos of her playing with her daughter and seeing her first walks. We don't know her personally, so we can't really speak, especially watching things through social media. That's why I think it might be considered a bad example. But if she's, you know, is really coping, yeah, it is inspiring to see somebody just bounce through that type of adversity. Another person, and she gets a lot of flack, is Oprah. Oprah been through some shit, honey. And she managed to get her own talk show as a black woman, and she's a billionaire, and she gets on covers of magazines, and she faced a lot of adversity. Like, she been through some stuff or whatever, and it's inspiring to see her story. I'm not gonna front. Just to know she's been through so much and kind of like bounce back through it is inspiring. And you will inspire others. People be like, damn, she left her crazy ass situation, I could do it too. Or just seeing somebody who been through mad stuff and then just like really came up, like, that shit is mad inspiring. Like, or Jay-Z. Jay-Z's a good example. He grew up in Marcy Projects in Brooklyn. He used to sell drugs. He was a hood nigga. And look, he's a billionaire now. Like, he didn't go to college or anything, right? No. And look at him. He was a rapper, and now he's like a CEO. He be investing like that. If that's not inspiring to y'all, I don't know what is. To see somebody like that blossom into that is amazing to me. Like, I wonder what his headspace was. Like, who was his mentor? Like, that's mad inspiring to me. Like, stuff like that. That's called facing adversity. And we don't. I mean, the projects is, you know, what it is. You know, it's hard to, you know, live in there sometimes and not falling succumb to the streets and become a hood. So even if he was in that street life, what made him, like, grow up to be a billionaire? Does that make sense? Like, that's amazing to me. I don't know. That's inspiring. He faced adversity. He been through mad stuff and stuff he probably did we don't even fucking know about. Like, they shot somebody allegedly. I don't know. Don't get me started, bitch. But I'm just saying, like, he faced adversity. He definitely did. That's inspiring. Very inspiring to me. You will grow closer to your destiny. That's, I mean, it's dope. I'm stuttering because, you know, I'm like, I try to move on from my past, so I hope I'm getting closer to my destiny, you know. I could see how that would make sense. Because you letting go. You, like I said, that's similar to number 3. You were handling obstacles with grace. You're moving through. You're pushing through. You're handling things differently, so that's going to make it easier for you to, like, push through and reach destiny, meet new people, meet new goals, and things like that. You will naturally attract what you need. I agree with that 100%. You will. You will naturally attract what it is that you need in these type of situations, because you kind of just like moving on. And like I said, it was kind of similar to the situation I said when a girl was like, oh, I lost my apartment, then I found something a week later. Like, it's weird how things attract you. Like, especially if you just keep calm, things just start coming your way. Like, just try to, like, say, damn, some fucked up shit happened. Everything will be okay. We gonna move through this. And if it don't work out the way I want, I'm gonna still get something out of it. It may not be exactly what I want, but something good is gonna come out of it. And that's kind of like a lot of the ways of things I experience. Is like, I always think, like, dang, I thought this wasn't gonna happen. I was getting nervous, and then this happened. Like, it's just funny. It's just funny. Like, y'all gotta get in tune with y'all law of attraction, in tune with the Lord. Whatever you into, y'all better get in tune with it, because it's real. It's true. You can attract the things that you need. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. You definitely can. You will realize that you are really all you need. That's true. That's a fact. But with that, you got to do the self-love part first. Because once you love yourself, you already, like me, I don't want to say it, but like me, I know that I'm going to be good regardless. That's how I feel. And that's a form of self-love. Like, I do sometimes feel like no matter what, I'm going to figure it out. Because I feel like it's always been that way. Like, and that's a part of letting go of your past. Like, people who can't let go of shit, they always need something. Like, go get help. You always need something from somebody. Figure it out yourself first. Try to figure it out first by yourself and then go ask for help. Like, and that goes back to facing obstacles and accepting your problems. You'll learn that you don't need, but so you got yourself. You can figure it out. Like, a lot of y'all keep saying, oh, I went through this growing up, so I can't do this. Like, once you face an obstacle, you did it yourself, you'll learn, like, you can do it again and again and again and again and again. Like, you can do it. You don't need people all the time. I'm not saying it's not good to ask for help. Yeah, sometimes you need help. But first see what you can do. And then if you really, like, get back up against the wall, then ask for help. That's just me. That's just me. And it's important to know that you can rely on yourself. That's an important aspect of life. You will grow empathy for others. Yes, and this is important. If you face adversity and you see somebody else facing adversity, you understand. Yo, that's a big fact. I think I spoke about this on one of my episodes. I speak about this all the time, but a lot of things I used to judge people for, until I went through it, I was like, damn, I get it now. So you do learn empathy for others when you start, you know, letting go of your past, learning that this shit is hard to accept, learning that this shit is hard to move through. This is not easy. I'm struggling. I'm dealing with this. And you meet people, you know, you remember like, yo, I remember when Blase went through this, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, you definitely do get empathy for others once you start letting go of your past. Like, it took me 2 years to get through this. Imagine how, now I know how Blase felt, or whatever the case may be. Definitely. That's a big fact. And last but not least, you will know in your heart what is good for you. Yeah. You get through something. That is like learning too. Like, the way I perceive that is like, when I told y'all to write down everything that bothers you from your past, you learn your triggers. So you be like, let me not do that. Because if I do that, that's going to turn me off. Let me, like, or if you dating somebody, you see that red flag, like, you know what, I'm going to stop messing with him. Because I already know how me and that type of issue operates. And we don't operate well. Like, you know, you can, you know what's good for you. What you can and cannot handle. Especially, or maybe you can and cannot handle right now, but it's something you're working through. So maybe if you're working through that situation right now, you're like, maybe I shouldn't take on that type of task right now because I'm just still trying to cope with da-da-da-da-da. Does that make sense? So yeah, you do learn what is good for you and what is not. And yeah, I hope this episode was good. I liked it. It makes sense. It was something I needed to discuss because I feel like a lot of people do that. Like, y'all gotta let go of these issues, these past problems, these past traumas to really elevate, to really grow. Like, I think it's one of the top things that hinder so many people constantly. Relationships, not just dating, just everything. And it was just something I wanted to talk about. And I'm here and I'm helping and I'm doing what I can. Britt Says the podcast. You ready? No. And yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm just coming through. I'm trying my hardest. I told y'all I'm in the process of moving. I'm still trying to get my video up on time next week. But if it's late, bear with me, please. Yeah. Yes, I hope you guys definitely enjoyed the episode. It was very mellow. My voice was calm. And yeah, I'm excited for everything that's coming your way. And yeah, just keep rocking with me, keep sticking with me, and I will see you guys. Did I tell y'all to subscribe? Well, y'all better subscribe, period. But I will see you guys next week.